for taking the time to watch this video, and hopefully you got a chance to check out all the other best practices that we have published in our YouTube channel. And there's a lot of information that is out there that will be very, very helpful. And especially if you're going into an upgrade or going into a brand new WMS implementation, or you're switching from one WMS to another WMS for whatever reason, it would make a lot of sense to check out all those videos, because there are a lot of best practices that you could implement, right? I mean, depending on, right, again, technology just not for technology. I mean, technology for technology is not a good idea, but always approach with a problem-solving, fashion, right? That's very important. So understand what your clear, whether is your throughput slow or what are your bottlenecks. Understand whatever the challenges, and then apply that solution. Whatever WMS makes sense for that situation, right? So having said that, today we are going to talk about this best practice called voice picking. Basically, what is voice picking, right? Voice picking is instead of looking at the screen and looking at the device and typing in characters and picking, you would talk hands-free and eyes-free, right? So that's what voice picking is. But let's take a step back, right? Let's take a step back and understand how the whole picking process evolved. If you look at it, the very first type of picking process was all based on paper pick ticket. So there was some kind of a picking document or label that was printed and given to the document was given to the picker, and picker would go pick, look at the, hey, this is the location, this is the SKU, and I got to pick 2 units. This is the location, this is the SKU, and I got to pick 10 units. This is the location, this is the SKU, I got to pick 3 units. So like that, they picked, right? That was the paper-based picking process. The advantage was it was super fast. It was very fast. People picked fast, and they came back and did some kind of a verification, made sure, hey, all right, I verified against the order, and then I'm packing it, right? That was the process. But the problem with paper picking was a lot of mispicks and a lot of incorrect picks. I mean, a lot of shortages. People didn't pay attention. They picked the wrong SKU from a wrong location, and especially newbies, right? They don't fully understand until it takes some time. So then what happened was the next came in with a RF handheld picking. I mean, you implement a picking basically in the WMS. They made small screens that would run on these RF handheld devices, and then they picked using that RF handhelds. But the problem with that is, you're constantly keeping it down, doing your picking, and then picking it back up, going to the next location. So it was, it was really, the gun was originally designed for retail, and from a warehouse perspective, using the same thing. I mean, the accuracy is significantly improved because every single pick is being verified against the system. So I scan the SKU, I scan the location. That means, if the SKU is wrong or the location is wrong, the system is going to immediately tell the user, hey, it's wrong location, wrong SKU. So they would pick from the right location, and then they still have to get the SKU right or the location right. So they would scan all that and validate the pick right then and there. So that was good. The accuracy significantly improved. The mispicks got eliminated, right? But the speed significantly reduced. And then the next step was, hey, all right, let's go to a wearable solution. So people wore the wearable devices and then picked using the wearable devices. I mean, it was great, hands-free, so they're not constantly keeping it down and picking it back up. Still, they're looking at the screen and then doing it, right? Looking at the screen and then doing it. So the voice picking was the next step in the evolution to say, hey, hands-free and eyes-free. That means I wear a headset, I'm talking to the computer through the headset, and there is a voice recognition engine that runs on this computer that if people wear in their waist, then they're like, hey, oh, what is this? The voice picking engine, a voice engine recognizes the commands that are given, and then it translates that and sends it to the WMS, right? So there is a lot of integration work involved, and then still, majority of the technology that's used is a proprietary technology, which is very expensive. But if you look at the technology that's coming out of these mobile devices, especially Google Voice, it's amazing. And all that older technology required people to record their templates, right? So that means they have to, every time before they're picking, especially when they start newly, they would spend 1 hour, 2 hours and record their template for certain commands, and then it would recognize based on the matching the sound wave file that was recorded out of this person versus what is in the system, right? And that's how it worked. That was all great, because when there was no possibility about doing voice picking, this technology provided some viability of using voice picking. And I still remember one of my earliest voice picking clients were a food distributor, because those guys, their margin was so low and they wanted to take advantage of opportunity, and they did. Their picking improved, speed improved, accuracy improved, mispicks reduced, eliminated shortages. All that happened, but what happened was in the long run, it was very expensive to maintain the technology. That was the old, proprietary, specialized technology, right? But now with Google Voice and even Apple Siri to some extent, Google Voice is even more, even so much better than Apple Siri, because there are a lot of machine learning, a lot of AI that goes behind the scenes, and it does not require any template recording beforehand. And also, it recognizes, when the mood changes or the voice slightly changes. For example, if the person catches cold, the voice slightly changes, and it works for that scenario. And also, when the person mood changes, sometimes the warehouse workers get frustrated. They're like, oh, I'm not able to grab this. Oh God, oh, this job sucks. I mean, something like that. They think, and they're tired for the day at the end of the day, and their voice changes a little bit, and the proprietary voice system struggles to figure that out, right? Whereas the Google Voice, it really does a great job. So something to check out, and even we have one of the voice products that's based on Google Voice. Something to look at if you're interested. So that's the evolution of voice picking technology, and now it's hands-free. That means I can do whatever I want with my hands, and eyes-free. I don't have to constantly look at the screen. I'm talking to the computer, and then I'm doing my job. So it's depending on the product, depending on the how size of the product, how portable the product is, you could get a significant efficiency gain. That's something to take a look at. And voice picking is indeed, and I mean, with the proprietary technology, there are some people that walked out of the voice technology. I mean, I can give you some examples if you email me or something. With Google Voice, you could accomplish all that at a much lower cost. And even it's kind of a plug and play technology. As a matter of fact, we are turning it on for one of our customers. So that's something to look at, right? That's something to look at, and that's where the future is. All the machine learning, artificial intelligence, all that is going to hit supply chain, and we're going to make efficient processes and get a lot of benefits out of that. So that's something to think about, and reach out to us if you need any help with that. And thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and of course check all the other best practices videos that we have published in our YouTube channel, and share your thoughts, put in your comments, and thanks for the time.